Welcome back everyone and welcome to my lovely channel. Good to talk to you once again, and today's topic it's definitely the rank season and tier 7 ships overall. I believe that some big YouTubers really mentioned that the Bonehold, the one who's doing the carry could definitely be the destroyers or the battleships, because the battleships they do have more HP pool and they can regenerate, and most of all if 2 or 3 battleships are sticking together and they are pushing into the cap, there's very little a cruiser can do or two. So I would like to say it's kind of interesting to mention the tier 7's battleship are all great and good. Some of them they are better, some are the worse. However, I still believe, guys, that the difference between a premium battleship and a regular statutory battleship in this or for this rank season, it's none. Matter of fact, it's the other way around. The regular silver ships are better than the premium ones. And I would like to say that we can start with the battleships. This particular ship, I'll let her give her a good ship, not the best ship, but a good tier 7 ship. The downside with her is you eat a lot of damage. You have sorry, I want to just show you the armor layout. Yeah, the destroyer have some issues because they only have 21 millimeters in HE pen, but cruisers definitely, especially 203 millimeters cruisers, they have no problem whatsoever to do significant damage to this ship. So I would like to say that this ship it's definitely a good one, but not the top one. I will go and I'll mention probably my top 5 ships that I very much would like to see in my team when I'm playing the rank season. And guys, I really mean that this is by far the best tier 7 battleships, because it has Stalinium armor and even more Stalinium guns. You see, the problem with these guns is that some cruisers have zero opportunity to angle. You cannot angle this behemoth of a ship of 2 reasons. It's the big huge caliber guns, but also how tight the damn Soviet guns are. I'm talking about the shells. You see, you gain strength, you gain accuracy if you are closer. This is not a sniper, this is close quarter. I hit hard, and I hit hard, real darn hard. So guys, the strength about this ship is you don't have to use all your guns. All you need to do is this layout, stay bound and use only your 6. You have a huge big size. The easiest way to kill a Sinop it's actually by HE spamming him with King George the 5th guns, or a torpedo boat was just sending a lot of torps. So by the way, guys, this is my number 1 pick for the rank season, and the second one, which is also a battleship, and I really mean that, guys, this is not this destroyer, but the Royal Navy King George the 5th. Let's put I do have to apologize, let's put some camo, Royal Navy camos or anything else, just to have a little bit better views for you guys. So way better now. King George V strength, it's actually her firepower. What do you mean there? Well, she does have 10 guns and they do reload crazy fast. Even though the armor it's not the best, but on the other hand, if a battleship like Sinop or any other battleship it's staying like this bow, this thing can burn and melt everything. And I really mean, it has such a crazy high percent to put your enemy on fire. It doesn't matter where the hell you hit. Most likely each and every salvo will be cause 1 or hell even 2 fires. This is in my honestly opinion, crazy start. And something else, and this is kind of important, you have such a good HE pen that you most likely do citadel damage with HE to some cruisers, and you literally cripple any destroyer if 1 or 2 shells hit. And the guns are pretty damn accuracy. Of course, as all battleships, you don't have the best armor and probably not the best turning radius. Watch out for the slow turret traverse speed. But once again, guys, this is 6 guns like Sinop, which is a lot of firepower. However, I do believe you are a little bit more maneuverable than Sinop. So, guys, King George V, Sinop, I very much like to see in my team, very much. Because there's no CV, because there isn't any other, you only gonna deal with other battleships, and most likely it's a destroyer. And of course there's always a problem, battleship versus destroyers. But guys, let's go to the third one. The third one that I actually really much want to see in my team, we are going actually for the cruisers, because at battleships you may argue the HMN Nelson, it's also a good pick, not the best one, but on the other hand it has a great heal, a good survival. So King George and Nelson, it's definitely a very good pick. You know, for the same reason I put the Belfast and the Fiji, both of them, on the 3rd place, because guys, what's special about this behemoth of a ship, I'm talking about this Fiji, it has crazy DPM and smoke and torpedo and hydro, so you can definitely be shall I say a powerhouse. And let's say if there's 2 Fiji working together with share the smoke and some destroy, all they need to do is spot those 2 combined Fiji, can actually be a really pain in the ass to kill, or you know, you might be sunk of those 2 ships. And even though that you don't gonna have any HE spamming cruiser, you will have AP spamming. And guys, the reload is fantastic, the DPM is fantastic, but overall the overall idea about this nimble ship, because this is something also important. You see a smoke, okay, I torpedo the smoke. Not so easy if the ship in the smoke it's a Fiji or Hydro Royal Navy cruiser, because it has the fastest 0 to, I don't know, 5 miles in hour speed in the entire game. You are literally very fast and very maneuverable ship. What I'm trying to say, guys, it's that sure, she's vulnerable when she does not have Hydra on, but most likely when you put the smoke, then you have to consider it. Maybe I put the Hydra as well, because you never know if the torpedo are coming. So this one and Belfast for dealing, guys, with the destroyer. Because here's the deal, guys, if a Belfast and together with any other cruiser kill the destroyers first, so the enemy team has no more destroyer, then the friendly destroyer is going to town versus a battleship with their torpedoes. So when the enemy does not have any more eyes, then you get you know, feast time in torpedo soap versus the battleships, and you have to take down the destroyer first. And actually, guys, this is one of the best cruiser or destroyer killer in the entire game, tier for tier, the Belfast. And of the same reason, guys, could be strong. I'm not saying that she fulfills the same role and sneakiness and the playstyle. It's definitely the US cruiser, radar cruiser. If I'm just finding her, where the hell is she? Yes, over here it is, Indianapolis. This is the first cruiser with 9.9 kilometers radar, I do believe, or 10 kilometers. It is 10 exactly 10 and 25 seconds. So of course you may argue that this hard counters any smoke cruisers and even more so any destroyers. The downside is that it's a very big, large ship, and when a battleship is aiming at you, is thinking yum 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 yum. So that's the problem, and you don't have quite the DPM of Royal Navy cruisers. But she's unique, and if you are a destroyer, probably you have to think twice. Remember, at tier 7, most destroyers beside the Pan-European, they only have 10 kilometers in radar range. So definitely she could be extremely useful if she can survive the entire game, and can be very beneficial for the tier. Now guys, I would like to say that beside her, there is a lot of other very strong cruisers. Like I believe, guys, that I have a very weak spot, for this ship, the Miyoko. Miyoko, guys, if a player knows how to play her, she's extremely powerful. And what's so special about her? It's her laser accurate guns, and some maps actually this ship can perform very well, because if she can hide and disengage and turn away, and it's a different kind of a playstyle. But remember, she also has the best damn torpedoes at tier 7. You don't want to eat any of those torpedoes. You might actually die if you're a destroyer. It's a very hard hitting torpedo, and you have a buttloads of them. And I do believe that this ship in some maps could be a absolutely powerhouse of 2 reasons, guys. One, she hits hard, real darn hard. The percent to put your enemy on fire, it's just, I do believe, close to 20%. Let's say 15.6. Where do I see the percentage to put your enemy on fire? Yes, HE chance to put your enemy on fire, it's 20. Holy macaroni. And I do have the HE penetration of 34 millimeter, which basically means, guys, that every single HE shells will hit any tier 7 battleship. It will do full damage and very high chance to put your enemy on fire. And you have 10 guns, for crying out loud. So I don't consider her overpowered, but a regular test 3, it's definitely a strong cruiser if you know how to play different kind of gameplay. And then of course you may argue there are some other smoke cruiser with like Atlanta with smoke, and that it's the I forgot the name of that particular ship. You know which one? The steel ship Atlanta with smoke and 9.2 kilometers of torpedoes. So overall, guys, I would like to say that they are definitely kind of a strong cruiser with smoke. But Testri and Algeria is also almost the same strong ship with a little bit better range. The problem with Algeria is that you don't quite have those tools like good torpedoes and all those. By the way, I do not recommend this one. Go for a hydro, for a love of God, because you don't need any AA bullshit. The AA does not work anymore, and you're never gonna fight any CV whatsoever. Cruisers, guys, there is significant other cruisers for the test. You may argue that Helena, it's not a bad pick. Helena has crazy good DPM. It's a DPM monster. Actually, I do not have her, for love of God, but I can definitely unlock her. All right. Helena, it's definitely something to consider, but you need islands, you need to be play careful. But she has a lot of DPM, and she is a DPM monster. On the other hand, she doesn't have heals, so it's depend on maps. If some maps benefits this ship a lot, and she could be a very strong ship. However, keep that in mind, guys, that the meta, I still believe it's the battleships. Guys, seriously, for the BB, I do not recommend Nagato. Nagato used to be a good ship, in my honestly opinion. You're doing something terrible wrong. I will put her one of the worst, together with Colorado, the worst battleship you can have. Yes, she has great guns, but guys, the accuracy of those guns it's mediocre versus Soviet battleships. And I'll even go so far that the Lyon, the French, it's way better than this ship. So guys, Lyon, it's a great ship, but not the top 3. She's very good. She has a lot of DPM. As a matter of fact, her biggest strength is you have so much guns that if you hit any light cruiser, destroyer, you do significant damage, and you have, you know, huge amount of firepower, and that's her strength. Probably she's not that good to brawl, or she's not that good versus Soviet behemoths, so they can you know, receive huge damn hits from bigger caliber guns. But dealing with small light armor ships, she's perfect. She's absolutely a monster. Now guys, let me put it this way. Scharnhorst, I have played a lot, and I'm talking about, this was my to-go ship, so she will be any good. The problem is, guys, that yes, she's a strong cruiser killer, but dealing with other battleships, guys, I feel that she lacks in AP penetration, she lacks in damage, and her HE shells are bad. AP actually are also bad. I don't know what the strength about this ship. Yes, probably it's a YOLOing, use the secondary and use torpedo to torpedo other boats, some battleship. But, and yes, you're right, her armor it's fantastic, her AA it's fantastic. But the problem is that when she is facing any battleship at tier 7, she struggles, guys. She really does. Problem with her, even though she has great armor, a Sinop, you know, no matter what angle, they do more damage than you do 10 salvo to that ship. So if, let's say, this is the best example. If you are in Scharnhorst, even if you're using the damn HE, you do significant 0 or close to 0 damage versus a Sinop who's also bow on and from a distance. The only way to do any kind of damage is to YOLO in, brawl in, and send the torps, and probably try to find Sinop's side and trying to citadel him. But otherwise, Sinop, even though it has crazy low HE, I'm talking about the reload of the guns, can do a lot of more damage than you do with 10 of your salvo. And that's the biggest problem with the Scharnhorst. She's a good brawler, but not so much effective versus anything up her side. I'm talking about any other battleships. And same story with Gneiss now. Gneiss now has a little bit better guns and, you know, better AP pens. Problem is that the Sigma and the shells are all over the place, and you're not reliable. Your shells are not pinpoint accuracy. That's the biggest problem with the Germans ones. And yeah, very unfortunate. We are going very fast to the destroyer. The destroyer, guys, there's literally a lot of sims, you name it, a lot of destroy. Pick whatever you do, but remember, guys, remember that like Gajamada and many other destroyers, reload of the torpedo are 2 minutes. It's probably not the best torpedo boat, and you cannot torpedo another destroyer. So even though she has a lot of firepower, very good smoke, matter of fact one of the best smoke in the game, I do not recommend her. She's a strong destroyer but not the strongest. I would definitely go for Mayhem. Yes, you heard me right, with a lousy bad concealment. But what makes Mayhem kind of many people forgot about her, and I did not play her for over 1 year. So, but I know, you know, I grind her from the get-go, so I know what I'm talking about. She has a great firepower. You can actually melt a lot of other destroyers thanks to those fast rate of fire. And something kind of important, and this is why I'm going for Mayhem if I'm going to play this rank season, it's you have stupid a lot of torpedoes. You can sure send 4 and then you turn away and you send 4 more. So even though you are actually a hybrid, a very good torpedo boat but also a gun boat. And something else, and this is kind of important why I chose Mayhem, you has the best damn smoke, close to 2 minutes in the smoke. And action time is 30 seconds, smoke screen dispersion time 121. You can create such a big damn long smoke. You can smoke the entire your team, you know what I mean. And of course, together with some other destroyers, you go into town and deal a lot of Daka versus enemy destroyers. And you know, I do believe it's a perfect hybrid for most like specific torpedo boat. I still believe the guys that Shiratsuyu and Jervis, they are very strong. The Shiratsuyu's guys, it's the strength about this ship. It has one of the best concealment, 5.8 kilometers at this tier. There is a Haida and other premium one which have crazy good concealment. And also, way to go, the biggest problem with this ship is kind of her speed. Remember, if there is a radar cruiser or a high DPM cruiser, you will melt and you have hard to disengage. And yeah, but overall I believe this is a crazy strong destroyer. To fulfill the role of a destroyer, and the guns hurt real darn bad. You have 5 of them, so you know, not bad in firepower but not crazy either. You have kind of a slow reload. Something else, which one should I go? I do not recommend any of those fast Minsk. You're never gonna cap, you're not gonna do any good for your team. However, I do believe them like Zerra. It's a great ship. A lot of firepower and a lot of guns, so very strong ship. However, the downside with this, it's actually her torpedo. The torpedo are only 7 kilometers, 59 knots. Yes, you have a lot of torpedoes and you can single launcher them, and it's strength. However, man, that's too darn close range for this tier. So that biggest downside with her, it's extremely short range torpedo. And you're not perfect gunboat either, you know what I mean, or something in between. But I still believe she's strong. And then of course you have Sims, and you have a lot of other destroyers. So which one should I go for? I believe that even Skåne could be a very good torpedo boat. You only have 6 of them, and the DPM, it's not fantastic. You don't want to gunfight any other destroyers, guys. If you want to kill other destroyers, I believe the Bliss is actually not a bad pick to kill other destroyers. Yes, you heard me right. Bliss, it's not a bad pick. Her biggest downside is you only have 6 torpedo and 8 kilometers torpedoes, and the concealment is not fantastic, but you're pretty darn fast, so you're going to cap, you're going to brawl, and you're going to kill other destroyer ASAP. I believe this is pretty damn strong together with Sims, not a bad pick. I would like to say very much, would like to see it in my team, the Bliss. They do fulfill the role, guys, of a destroyer who's gonna cap. The Gorizia, guys, actually not a bad pick, but you need to play as a support ship, long range support for your DDs, because this one really hurts DDs, you know. The downside with this ship is definitely extremely long reload of the main guns, and yes, you heard me right, you do have some crawling smoke and spotter plane and hydro, a very good hydro. Detection of ships are 6 kilometers of torpedo force, so yes, you could be helpful for your team. However, I don't believe she will survive as long to be useful. But if you know how to play the Italian could be also good. But I believe, guys, there is a ship which is better than this Italian. If you still want to play Italian, let's say we are going to armor. There is a ship that I actually been seen yesterday in a vid. Sea Raptor, it's the name, and he played this Italian premium ship yesterday. I just do believe we are going for the, I kind of forgot, the tier 7 Italian premium one. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Ships for doubloons. The tier 7 Italian. Let's see, we are here. Yeah. The Abruzzi, guys. What's special about Abruzzi? It's very fast rate of fire, HE, and you do have heal. So actually, Ducadelli Abruzzi, it's actually not a bad ship. And you have also 12 kilometers torpedoes. Once again, guys, the specialty about this ship, it does not have any sap, only HE, but they reload really darn fast, and you do have heal. So overall, I like to say that, like Miyoko, it's a very strong premium cruiser. If you like to play the Italian one, and you of course you can train your Italian captain as well. And I still believe, guys, that she is not a bad pick. And yeah, same story with this tier 7 Lazo. Problem is that, remember, her strength, it's the range and alright-ish reload, but you have a lot of firepower for its tier. You do have those 152 millimeters Russian guns, which is they are fantastic. Once again, guys, it's up to your play style and so on. The truth is that if you know how to play cruiser overall to stay alive, I believe she is a good one. Once again, probably one of the best destroyers that I very much like to see in my team. It's definitely the Haida, which is extremely cheap. It's not with a coupon, you can purchase it for only 5,270 doubloons, and she's a strong one, very, very strong one. The only downside, it's her captain, which only come with 3 skills points, and so you kind of need to have another kind of captain to do well, because in this rank season you need to have a very high tier captain to do very well. And same story with Leningrad, I kind of forgot. She's a very good hybrid. Matter of fact, she is more than a good ship. If you know how to play her play style, it's actually not a bad destroyer, because the truth is about this ship, you don't want to gunfight this one. It might actually kill you. It's very strong gun both, but also torpedo are 8 kilometers. You have a good smoke, and you definitely have a speed demon. You will, with a French destroyer, you have one of the fastest tier 7 ships in the entire game at tier 7. So this is it's one hell of a fast ship. It's not a bad pick if you know, and if you have a very high tier captain, 19 points captain or so. So The destroyer tier 7, I realized that they are pretty darn cheap, you know what I mean. And you know, the cheapest of all are actually the Sims, which is extremely maneuverable, and overall I believe she's pretty damn strong ship. I dig her. So very much would like to say the premiums destroyer are not a bad pick. I'm not saying they are the best, but you know, crazy strong and crazy fun to play. I have no idea, guys, how much of the radar cruiser it will be, but overall I would like to say at the end of the battle it most be likely the destroyer versus destroyer or destroyer versus battleships. So let me know in a comment below which one it's you know, why to go ship, which one do you enjoy to play it, and which one do you think you can reach all the way to rank 1. So guys, thanks guys for watching, and always captains fair seas, and goodbye.